Do you ever find yourself caught in a loop, laughing at a memory no one else sees, or compulsively checking a lock you know is secured? We all have quirks, little eccentricities that make us uniquely us. But what if those seemingly harmless habits are whispers from a deeper, unseen current? In a world demanding perfection, our minds develop intricate ways to cope. Sometimes, these coping mechanisms morph into something else entirely. This isn't about pathology, it's about a spectrum, a nuanced continuum where individuality meets vulnerability. Where do your unique patterns fall? In 2026, new insights have redefined how we view these strange behaviors. It's time to move beyond judgment and towards profound understanding. Are you simply an imaginative mind, like the thousands who commented on our last video, laughing at private jokes inside your head? Or is there a subtle distress beneath the surface, a compulsive cleanliness that feels less like a habit and more like a demand? The answer lies in the 3Ds. The first D, distress. Does this behavior cause you internal suffering, anxiety, or sadness? Is it something you desperately wish you could stop? The second D, dysfunction. Does it interfere with your daily life, your work, relationships, or personal well-being? Is it holding you back? And the third D, duration. Has this behavior been persistent, occurring regularly for weeks, months, or even years, rather than just a fleeting moment? It's a powerful lens. This framework helps us discern, is it a quirk, a unique facet of your personality, like a preference for odd socks? Or is it a cry for help, a behavior signaling an unseen struggle that needs attention, much like an engine light on your car? Consider Anna's perfectionism. For years, her detailed planning was celebrated in her Silicon Valley startup. Her code was flawless. But soon, perfect wasn't enough. Each line of code, every email, became an agonizing obsession. Deadlines missed, friendships strained. Her perfectionism had crossed the line. It wasn't just a quirk, it was a silent, relentless hijacking of her life. What caused this transformation? The answer, scientists discovered in a 2026 breakthrough, lies deep within the brain's threat assessment network. This network, designed to protect us, can become hypervigilant. It sees threats everywhere, even in the smallest imperfection, turning a preference into a perceived danger. For Anna, her coding perfection became a safety ritual, a way to appease her overactive threat network, making her feel momentarily safe. New research from the Stanford Neuroadaptation Lab in early 2026 confirmed this ritualistic behavior creates a temporary dopamine feedback loop. It's not just about anxiety. Consider Joe's social avoidance. His quiet nature was once his strength, allowing deep focus. Then a perceived social misstep, a minor misunderstanding in a virtual meeting, triggered an amplified response. His social avoidance escalated. Every invitation, every shared screen, became a source of intense dread. He built invisible walls. Researchers at the Kaufman Institute for Social Cognition in mid-2026 identified a key factor in empathy decalibration in the social brain. This decalibration amplifies minor social cues into catastrophic judgments, making the brain misinterpret benign interactions as rejection. Anna and Joe's stories reveal a crucial truth: our minds, in their attempt to protect us, can sometimes become our greatest architects of confinement. So, what's your story? Many of you, like at Creative Mind 77, tell us, I just laugh at funny memories. Or, my quirks make me unique, like at Original Spirit. And you're absolutely right. Context is king. A rich inner world, vibrant imagination, and individual expression are not symptoms. The danger arises when these internal worlds become prisons. When the joyful memory laughter masks a deeper, uncontrolled thought spiral. Or when compulsive cleaning, praised by an organized life, transitions from a healthy coping mechanism to a demanding, endless ritual. The line is thin, often blurred. It's not about the behavior itself, but its impact on your life and the distress it generates within. Cultural influences also play a massive role. What's considered an oddity in one society might be a revered trait in another. Take the Kamoebai effect, for example, an ancient Japanese practice of finding tranquility in sunlight filtering through trees. What if someone compulsively sought out that specific light, to the detriment of their responsibilities? The intention is positive, but the application becomes problematic. Visual jolt. In our always-on digital age, these lines blur even faster. Social media, constant connectivity, they're shaping new behaviors, new anxieties. Are you doom-scrolling like an anxious watcher, consuming endless negative news until your world feels perpetually gray. This isn't just about managing symptoms. It's about reclaiming agency. Finding your path to resilience in a complex world. Start with conscious breathing. The 4-7-8 technique can reset your nervous system, pulling you back from the brink of overwhelm. Next, structured journaling. Not just venting, but pattern mapping. Identify triggers, reactions, and alternative responses. And remember the power of the pause. Before reacting, even to an intrusive thought, create a small, intentional space. A moment of conscious choice. But when do these self-help tools become insufficient? When do your quirks cross the line from unique to debilitating? If your behavior causes significant distress for more than a few weeks, impacting your sleep, mood, or energy, or if it consistently interferes with your work, education, or ability to maintain meaningful relationships. If you find yourself using avoidance as your primary coping strategy, retreating from life instead of engaging with it, or if these patterns feel beyond your control, consuming your thoughts and time, despite your best efforts, then it's a profound signal. Your mind is urging you to look deeper, to seek guidance from a trained professional. This is a sign of courage, not weakness. Cliffhanger. Reaching out isn't a surrender, it's the ultimate act of self-advocacy, an investment in your most valuable asset, your inner world. Mental health professionals are trained to navigate the complex landscapes of the mind. They offer tools, strategies, and a safe space for healing. Just as a car mechanic understands engine lights, a therapist understands the intricate signals your mind is sending. They'll help you rid your own code. Visual jolt. This journey of self-discovery isn't about eradicating what makes you unique. It's about empowering it. To live a life where your inner world is a source of strength, not a silent battleground. Where your unique patterns serve you, not define you. This journey is personal, but you are not alone. Join our community as we decode the mysteries of the mind, together. Hit subscribe for more deep dives into the human psyche. Share your story in the comments. What quirk are you now seeing in a new light? Remember, understanding is the first step towards transformation. Your mind is an incredible force, deserving of your compassion and attention. Don't ignore its whispers. Don't let the strange become your silence. Empower your journey today, because beyond the peculiar lies the profound truth of who you are, waiting to be fully understood, celebrated, and set free. This content is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or mental health concerns. We are dedicated to fostering a community of understanding and empowerment. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Your mind matters. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep connecting with the incredible story of yourself.